Oh boy, just about just about time. Just about time for me to start coughing as usual. Just going to give it a minute, let some people get on. Just because I don't have the thing in front of me. So who are you, Josh T? Or how'd you end up in the draft? Any of that kind of good stuff. I don't remember who's in, who's not. Or are you one of the artists? Alright, we're going to get started. And I'll apologize up front due to this. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We had messaged earlier today. Amazing work. Those sketches that you showed. So, I start every break with, like I said, apologizing. I don't know what it is. I got this real slight cough. I just cannot get rid of it. And, of course, the more I talk, the drier things get. And I didn't bring a drink with me. Alright, anyway. Tonight, we've got ourselves, just released, Space Series 2 from Viceroy Cards. Break is sponsored by Blowout. Thank you to them as always. Thank you tremendously to Ryan, the, I don't know how he calls himself, CEO, the creator, the head honcho for Viceroy. Looks like this is going to be a crazy product. 2 cases in this break. He had these little security seals he put on. They were already numbered. So this is going to be case 1. Since it has the lower number on it. There he is. I mean, I saw a new subscriber, and I'm assuming since Ryan Fields is, I didn't know what your last name was. And there is so much stuff in this product. There's our case topper. Alright, need to make some room here. Get my fingers on that. Let's drop these down now. This is what one of the boxes looks like. Thing is heavy duty metal. There are 4 boxes to the case. Okay. Make some room here. Well, Ryan, if you're able to and you want to, you know how to get a hold of me. All right, so we're going to start with the case topper first. And I'll be honest with you, I don't remember exactly everything that's possible out of all of this. I just know that there is a ton of content in this. And I saw floaters break earlier, so I hope we have just a nicer break. I think I need to back the camera up some more. Make some room here. Alright, so we've got ourselves, looks like Laura Inglis. This is a 4-panel sketch of Space Shuttle. See how that goes. I believe well, I have that checklist that you posted. Oh, I jumped pages. Hold on. I'm going to jump to that page that you had. You'd put all the quantities that the artist did. Yeah, Laura Inglis, 5 box toppers and 2 case toppers. So this is one of 2 case toppers that she did. Oh, wrong one. And back to this. Now, for those of you that are in the break that are watching this that didn't read any of the posts from today, so or the posts in general, Viceroy Ryan was nice enough to send some bonus packs so that every single person is going to get at least 1 sketch if that's what they pick. There's enough sketches to go around. You know, somebody might take one of the other items, but that is, you know, what we have coming to us. Now, because of the holiday, mail is getting a little slowed down, so the package is either going to be coming in on Saturday or tomorrow or Monday. Excuse me, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get it until Monday. And, you know, with the holidays, things are just really crazy. All right, so if you're still listening, Ryan, are you gonna check in? Just so I know what to expect. So we've got our little security seals on the side. Let's turn this camera in now. There we go. So now we start with Viceroy card sketch set, factory sealed. So here's our then on the inside of the lid, here is a meteorite card. This is Admir Palisite. Okay, yeah, no problem. A little map where it came from. Put that right back on the little glue dots. So I had a message with a couple of the artists, some of which are watching right now, and if any of them want to chime in, they are more than welcome to. I gave them what if they want to FaceTime in and be live in the break. Excuse me. So, if you guys want to, you go for it. Alright, so we have 3 packs. I believe, Ryan, you said that when there's 3 packs, that means there was another hit in here. And so we've got our sketch pack. Oh, damn it! I can't get the camera. Too much stuff on the. Let's see if we can back these up a little so we can see. Okay, so there's 3 packs here. 1 pack, sketch pack. Save that for last. This pack here, I believe, is just the insert, and then I think this is when there's a special thing. It's kind of obvious what it is. So we'll go with the basic card first. Heavy duty foil packs. I feel like I'm opening up freeze-dried ice cream at the Smithsonian. Okay, so we've got ourselves a micro card. I'd say it's about as tall as like an Allen and Ginter Mini, but not as wide. And then we've got our I forget what these were called. I'm sorry. The discs. And then I'll have to Beavis and Butthead it here. So it's one of the stamp cards. There's the stamp. And then on the back, greetings from Uranus. I think the hard part's going to be putting these back in the pack. Now, don't pay attention to the excuse me, to the order that I'm opening these. That's going to be completely random to how they're going to get listed when we do the draft. Planet die cut, thank you. Yeah, the hard part is it's kind of hard to have, you know, a ton of different windows open on my computer. Alright, so we've got ourselves celestial objects. So I'm going to have to guess that that's an eclipse. Yeah, I'll sleeve everything up afterwards. Alright, of course I might actually do it beforehand because these are some, and you told me about this before, Ryan, that these are some thick packs. Okay, drum roll for our first sketch. I gotta tell you, this is going to take a lot longer to open than I thought. Corner this. Come on, you bugger. Okay, Neil Makohan. Okay, first pack. I'm going to actually leave them open. I'm not going to close these boxes. Now, you know what? Stickers open. Alright, I have a dumb question to ask Madison. Are you for real that you would know something like that? Or are you just... Because That's going to be one thing. I am not going to have a clue what any of these celestial bodies are. It's got to be pretty obvious for me to know what it is. Yeah, that's what I was doing. It was just when I did the one sketch, the corner didn't want to cut. Okay, so our micro. And here's our disc. And 2 stamps. This one is Greetings from Saturn. And Ryan, I'm going to take your advice. Instead of putting them back in the pack, I'm going to put the 3 cards in a regular soft sleeve. I just need to bring my trash box over. And so then celestial objects, it doesn't actually say what they are. Like, I mean, if I were just going to have to guess the moon, but I wouldn't know. Let me see, do these, yeah, and these will fit in a thick soft sleeve. Alright, I have a question. Let's see, and I don't know if I'm dating myself a little bit. When I was younger, I used to, this one's cool. Got here, Patrick Davis. Tell you what, I pulled a few of his in the last couple of things that we did. How's it going, Sebastian? Alright, this is that first box, so I'm just gonna put these in soft sleeves real quick. And just so that way I can be consistent with everything. So anyway, Sebastian, this is Space from Viceroy cards. We're doing 2 cases. And got a whole bunch of people watching it tonight. It looks like it might. It definitely had a phosphorescent kind of look to the paint on it. Alright, so now we have just 2 packs in this one. So anyway, so what I was saying was, when I was younger, you know, I'll say when I was like, say, 10 or so would have been, you know, 35 years ago-ish. But on the New Jersey Public channel, here's our micro. I'm going to start going quicker on these. Here's the planet disc. And this is a cool, I like this stamp. This is Mars. It's going to be the postcard on the other side. So anyway, on that channel they used to play Doctor Who, like on Saturday nights, like around, I couldn't tell you, maybe like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then afterwards, there used to be this guy, and his name was something like Jack Horkheimer. And he used to always do all this little astronomy stuff and tell you what you could look for. I don't know if he was like anything national or if he was just local to me. Oh, I cut the wrong side, taking the card out of the soft sleeve. We have... Hey! Does this one look familiar to anybody? Let's see, you're going to jump over to the list. Let's see, 15 sketches. There you go. This is our Madison Emmerich. Yeah, they used to give have like a little corny thing. It was like, keep looking to the stars or something like that after he would have his thing. I didn't know, like I said, if he was like a national kind of thing or if he was local to the Northeast where I'm in. So Ryan, question for you: doing upside down. There's our micro card. There's our disc. And Neptune we have this time. There's the stamp. If we pull any of the other, like an autograph or something, extra, one of the extra hits, is that going to be in a third pack, like those Celestial Bodies cards were? Another uncooperating wrapper. Okay. And who do we have here? Michael Munshaw. And he actually wrote that this is Mars. So even for an ignorant person like myself, I can tell you who that is. Or what that is, I mean. Okay, so if there is only one or two, then we got those right off the bat. Because the first two boxes both had 3 packs in them. And then all the other ones so far have only had 2. Here's our micro card. There's our disc. And this is our stamp. That is Greetings from Venus. All right, Ryan. So let's interview you a little bit. Why? How long have you been creating cards for? I know this is Space 2. You also did Carnival. You did the Deep. You did Insectae or Insecti, however you pronounce that. And I think you started with the mythological creature one. I think was your first release, if I remember correctly. Hey, does that look familiar? Give it a second. And that is, there he is, Josh Trout. Yeah, I didn't want to say cryptids, but I know it's, you know, just, I'm drawing a blank on the name that the first your first product was called. That is a cool sketch, Josh. So then, Ryan, you were involved in this field somehow. Cryptids. Okay, I did. Sorry. Yeah, I guess when I started doing group breaks, and this is Jupiter, because I've been doing breaks now. I want to say for 5 years. So I did Insecti, I did Carnival. I definitely didn't do cryptids, and I didn't do the first space. But if you were friends with Ashley, then I'm assuming that, you know, again, you were somehow involved in the field to begin with. Let's see. Marcia Parkins. Oops, a little bit too close. Alright, we're picking up the pace a little bit. I'll say at the rate I'm going to start, it's going to be about 5 hours opening these two cases. You know, it's funny, I was actually looking at, on Blowout cards, the group breaks, because you can pretty much go back about as far as you want, and I've done, my breaks are almost 100% non-sports. A little bit of soccer mixed in there, but I've done well over 100 breaks now, and before I started doing the breaks for non-sports, there was, I think it was less than 12 non-sport breaks before I started. Well, that's, I guess that's the way it always starts with stuff. You know, you start small, and you can see how everybody does their stuff, and you know, you think you can do it better, and you improve on what they did. And it obviously shows, you know, with the quality and the effort that you put in making your products. Now, when you collected as a kid, was it non-sport stuff, or were you collecting, you know, baseball cards? I don't know how old you are. This looks like Bruce, is it? Yes, Bruce Gerlach. Now, you know, it's funny, the previews that I saw, a lot of his were people. I didn't see a preview of his that was a planet. He's fit snug in here. Get it. There we go. Well, that's how you start. You start, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, you know, the profit is secondary. There's our disc. I think at this point I'm gonna not show the disc anymore. I mean, it's, you know, they're all pretty basic. You know, basically the same design, and you know, the stamps are all a little different. Pluto. I just see that I want to, hopefully we can, speed it up a little bit. If I'm lucky, we can do both cases in one video. Usually they'll end up, each case would be its own. I didn't realize the set of cards was oversized, by the way, Ryan. Having pack problems. Good thing I put a new blade in the X-Acto knife. There you go. That's cool. What do we got here? Laura Atkinson. Yeah, I was hoping I was going to be able to do a third case. Laura Atkinson was that last sketch. Whoops. There's our mini. I get, whoops, wrong way. Doing it upside down. I like the minis, they're neat. Greetings from Mercury. You'll get there, Ryan. I know you had posted about when is that licensing expo that you said you were going to be going to? I mentioned I think a great product for you would be dinosaurs. I think you'd really knock that out of the park. All right, I got to go to the names on this one. No, the minis are actual cards. They're not sketches. I mean, unless there's one in there. Well, not what I thought. Thought this last name began with an A. Alright, well. I'm going to show you the name first. I'm sure one of you guys watching can tell me who that is. Let me put a little bit more light on it. So hopefully... I don't know why the camera has such trouble when things are up close focusing. I didn't see anybody on that sketch list with the first name that begins with a... I mean, I'm guessing that's Robert. But, and I thought the last name began with an... Oh, Bob Adauto? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I didn't realize... I'm an idiot for putting Bob and Robert. Couldn't put the two together. Yes, the sides are colored. So anyway, you know, if I'm not sure, you know, what else is out there that, you know, isn't that you don't have to worry about licensing on, but I think, you know, I mean, Upper Deck did a dinosaur set, and I'm sure that you could do you know, just as good of a set, if not better. Here's a mini. Here's another. What a slice of that stamp. Because I know, you know, there's other companies out there that do sketch sets, you know, like the Pernas. They do their classic mythology, and I forget who it is that put it out, but somebody just did that Krampus set, and I've seen Axebone does his girly stuff, and Island Dreams. And some asteroids. Emma Burgess. I think the cool thing would be if there's something out there, and again, I wouldn't know. I don't know licensing that you would think would be licensed, but aren't. I thought you were going to say that you had blisters on your tongue from licking 30-year-old stamps. There's our mini. We got a new one. Here's a stamp. Greetings from Titan. Yeah, I know that's one. What is it? Alice in Wonderland, I think. But there's somebody. It might have been Perna's also. Somebody put out a Grimm's Fairy Tales, I thought. And oh, this might be. Is there Jeff Ward? I'll hold that up, and I will. Oh, is that signature in the corner? Yeah, JW. So Madison, like you mentioned, I think an English company did a Sherlock Holmes one not too long ago. So that might be one of those where they lost it. So you're saying we're not going to find any sketch cards of babe astronauts, like astronaut helmets and girls in bikinis? Is there many? There's your stamp. And Venus. I don't know if you read all the different topics on Blowout, but that's one of the things that, you know, people have been talking about recently with Topps, because you know, the license for Star Wars, they put out so many sets, but the license fee for something like that has got to be just astronomical. No pun intended. Lee Brown. Kind of a night sky, aurora borealis kind of looking thing. Okay, our first box is done. So that is a lot to show for one box. Doesn't want to close. Ah. Let's see, is that getting? Yeah, it does. It gets away the camera. Okay, box 2, here we go. We have ourselves Rhiannon Owens box topper redemption. So now that is a, excuse me. So those are all sketches, right? They're not prints of a card that she sketched. Three packs. So the third pack is almost always the celestial body, or because you were saying that the autographs are usually the box toppers. This looks like another one that might have, whoops, upside down. That might have some glow in the dark paint on it. I can't tell. I've got too much light on in here. The one card I saw that Floater had pulled that looked really neat. It had the seed packet from it was the Space Flown. I don't know how many of those. Excuse me, there are. And we got, this is Mercury. Okay. John Pleak. There it goes. Hopefully one of those is in here. That looked pretty neat. That's funny. It didn't cut down far enough. Well, tell you what, I'm going to give you a little constructive criticism. Is that if you happen to use these types of wrappers again, I don't know if it's possible to get like a pull tab on them or something. Two stamps. And you know what you can use them for is give out Halloween candy. Alright, we got ourselves a redemption. I don't think anybody's going to complain about that redemption. Now, I know the way you have it here, but I thought that the person's name was Achilles and that the Kakikanakis is their last name. I don't know, but that's what I thought. But I mean, artists, I wouldn't, I mean, I see their names on paper, but I would have no way of knowing. Like, I always feel bad because I'm sure I'm completely butchering people's names. I don't know how they're pronounced. There's our stamp. Whoops. Yeah, I would have no way of knowing. I feel like that when when he's listed like on the, he's done a lot of the cryptozoic stuff that I know I've pulled one or two of his sketches. I thought that's how they had it. It's the only reason why I said that. I'll be honest with you, I didn't look at the back side of the redemption. Let me take this, since the box topper was the redemption. No, this car is temporarily sucked into a black hole named shipping delay. That's funny. That sounds like it should be from a card game. And Andy Bone. And he's saying this is a black hole. Yeah, I know, Madison. I know you don't live near me, but can I call on you next time I'm playing Trivial Pursuit? Because I think you got to be a good partner to have. You know, I was going to say, Ryan, you said you have a whole bunch of these bags left over. You should put Halloween candy in it and give it out to the kids. They'll have a blast ripping open, trying to get the candy out. Pluto. Catherine, is it McMiller? That's cool. Okay. I saw there was another M. That's the only reason why I was taking a guess that it was McMiller. I guess she has her middle initial is M. So now, Ryan, you had said, I don't remember the exact number, but so you had made for this first wave 15 cases, was it? And I'm calling it the first wave, but I think you said the second wave is only going to be sketches for some of those delayed ones that you had gotten. There's your stamp. Right, right. Yeah, you have to do that. I mean, I didn't add up the, that you had provided that list of all the sketches, the quantities that the different artists did. Let me try cutting this side. There we go. Laura Inglis. So who else do we have tonight watching? We're floating between 15 and 16 watchers, and I think only about 4 people are actually talking. Got Uranus. And I saw you had said that in total there's 15 autographs in the product, right? Now are they all in this first wave? Oh, cool. Is it Jason Brower, I think? And we got ourselves the Space Monkey. So we should have a pretty good shot at getting one autograph out of these 2 cases, though. since it's a, you know, a limited print run. Yes, it did say ham on the back. Sorry, I didn't say that. Didn't cut down enough. Oh no. And there's our stamp. So you're doing the actual move right now, Zelda? That's a nice card. April Reina. This is Sun via Saturn. You know, since a lot of the artists are watching this, I have a question I just thought of. There was a couple of people that had posted that they were opening up packs of sketch card sets, and I think it was called something like No Limits, and I noticed that it seemed to be exactly what it said, that they sketched whatever they wanted, and there definitely has got to be licensing infringement. I don't know if anybody was involved with that one. And is it something that, you know, where it's such a small set that nobody is going to really bother them for it? Oh, that what it was? Anything? I knew it was something like that. Oh, wow, this is a nice one. Alex Patrick Merrill. I want to make sure this focus is in. Might take a second. Yeah, there it goes. Well, I would think you could, you know, when you say not-for-profit, Little League Baseball, you know, everybody used to, you know, name their team, you know, the Giants and the, you know, the Yankees and whatever, and then Major League Baseball made them stop. I mean, I don't know. I know some of them still do it, but I mean, I would think it's got to be a similar type of thing. It's still licensing infringement. So, I mean, if they get caught, they get caught. Neptune. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah, if nobody brings it to their attention. This is cute. Joe somebody, I'll look up the name while I'm showing you. Pabkins, Uranus and Neptune. And then it was, looks like a J. I don't know. There's a Jamie Joslin. Whoops. Tabitha Jensen. Okay. Okay. So now both, since Josh and Madison, since you're talking a lot, here's Titan. Excuse me. You're both new to sketch cards. Obviously, you're not new to art. But I mean, like, what were you doing before you started doing sketch cards? Because you're both very talented. Alright, this isn't going to show up in the on camera, but there is like some silver paint speckled over top of this to give it a cool look. Laura Martin. Well, actually, it is kind of showing up. Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of those posts. For you, Josh. I mean, kind of not a fan that you did an Eli Manning. I'm not a fan of his at all. There was a thing about that with Steamboat Willie. You're more than welcome to if you want, Madison. I just have to move this box out of the way. Saturn. I leave that entirely up to whoever's watching. If they want to FaceTime in, they can. The iPad's in the background. If anybody wants to ask them questions, they can comment on their stuff. Oh, who do we got? Dan Gorman, Roberta Bundar. Slide that up there. Last pack of box 2. Hopefully I can get we can speed this up a little bit. I didn't think this was going to take nearly as long as it is. Usually a regular case of cards is say hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. Got ourselves a Titan. There we go. Let's see how well that shows up. So we've got ourselves, how you doing, Madison?
Hey, I'm good.
One of the artists that contributed to this set. Thought it would be kind of neat to have any of the artists chime in if they wanted to. They can discuss the product and other things that they're working on and the such. Give me 1 second here. And if anybody has any questions. Oh wow, this is a nice one. Who do we have here? George Deep. Again, there's looks like glitter on it to kind of simulate the starry night. Well, the floor is open for questions. I think Ryan might have a question for you. Here, I'll do that one this way. Wait a minute, oh, there's the camera. It took me a second to get that. So Madison, we had talked on some earlier breaks that you had just started doing sketch card products with the last couple of Star Wars products, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I've done, let's see, 3 sets of Star Wars now, and then 1 set of Stranger Things, and then some other stuff in the works for some of the smaller patrons.
Okay, so for the majors, it was primarily tops?
Primarily tops. I've got a few other companies, the bigger companies in the works, so we'll see if that pans out.
Mm-hmm.
Give it time. I don't want to say anything before it happens. So.
Right. Well, that's good. I'm actually when you had said that you hadn't really done anything like this before, I'm shocked because it's really good artwork. Excuse me. Having a little trouble with this glue. Looks like we got ourselves an autograph. Let's see who we got. And you are a big Star Wars fan, right?
Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of art really before that. I mostly did art in high school of all things, but I kind of quit it completely in college. But kind of just an inherited talent, I guess. My mom is actually a professional artist, and I just kind of, I guess I picked it up from her. She doesn't really do faces or anything though, so I don't know.
Well, I wish I'm going to start doing stick figures. I figure I can. I'll start a stick figure artwork.
Yeah, I started with a lot of faces. I did oil painting from like the age of 9, and now I mostly just do drawing.
Mm-hmm.
I hardly do any painting anymore. But painting is a lot more costly, so.
And now that you're starting with the sketches, are you going to be doing commissions?
Yeah, I've got 3 for Viceroy cards available for commission. I think Ryan asked how the card stock was. I really liked the card stock. I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Especially compared to some other companies' card stock. Very, almost so smooth that if the card stock is too smooth, it's almost like the media won't stick to it or it'll lift off.
Okay.
So that can always be a problem.
Okay. Michael Collins is our cut autograph. Get that in there. I'm going to have to get this. Alright, I'm going to keep this one out. I don't want to take a chance of messing up the card, putting it back in. Let's see if we can slide this up a little bit closer. That way, I think with the light that I have to show off the cards, it's kind of washing you out a little bit on the screen.
Oh, sorry. You look really pale.
You can join me with my my Irish heritage. Alright. And see if we can try and get these still be on camera and still be able to see you. Okay, I definitely don't have any 3x5 top loaders. I know that. I'm actually some of the thicker top loaders I'm out of. I went when I went to place my order at BCW, they were out of 180 point and 138 point top loaders, so I was kind of stuck. I have to, and there's barely any local baseball card stores anymore. Here's our. Oh, you know what? In that second box, we only had one of these celestial bodies, I believe. Let's see what else. So ones that you're allowed to talk about. So you said you had Star Wars Finest, Star Wars Galaxy, Space. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I did say
Galactic Files, where I started.
Okay.
Stranger Things, season 1. 2 more sets of Star Wars Finest, Galaxy. I skipped Masterworks because I was on vacation in England, so. But they've got a couple more sets coming up that I should probably be on.
Mm-hmm. There's Mercury. So one problem when we're doing these breaks is that a lot of people, they turn the sound off. I think they say I put them to sleep because I've got too mellow of a voice. Clinton Yeager. Because there's 12 people. You'll see this a lot, and I know you've watched the last couple of breaks because you've possibly had your own stuff pulled out of them, but there'll be 10, 12, 15 people watching, but only 4 people actually talking.
Yeah. You pulled 2 of my sketch cards so far.
The one from, excuse me,
Yeah.
The one we just pulled here, and then it was not in was it in Finest?
I think it was Stranger Things.
Was it Stranger Things? I couldn't remember.
The Nancy Wheeler sketch, I think it was. I know 2 of my cards from this set were already pulled by Floater. Is that his name? Over on Blowout.
Right. He had done 2 cases earlier. This is Venus.
So I guess that only leaves 12 left that are out and about there. So.
Well, we'll see. We still have one. Well, this box we just started, and plus a whole other case. It wouldn't surprise me if we get another one.
That's definitely possible.
So now the sketch artist world. Was it Ward Silverman? I think is the first name.
Yep, that's one of the artists.
Yeah.
Ward Silverman.
So you're friendly with a lot of different artists. I remember you said your dad was friends with Ted, right?
Yeah, he is friends with Ted. He was actually, when I was back in high school, he sent me a bunch of blank cards. That was back when I was doing art in high school, just for the fun of it. He sent me a bunch of blank cards that I could work on, just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always kind of in the back of my mind to maybe try it, but I didn't really get the guts to try applying until I got older, so.
Right. We're talking about Ted Dastic, who is on Blowout, and he's been in a ton of sets over the years. And the only reason I, excuse me, that I know him is because he lives about a half an hour from me, so I see him at the Philly show all the time. So we'll always talk. He actually, the very first time I had a commission done, it was from him.
That's great.
He did.
Yeah, my dad's got a couple of his cards. I think he has his very first sketch card. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I had him when my son was. I'm trying to think how old. I'll guess he was probably about 8 at the time. I had him do a sketch of my son as Mola Ram holding the beating heart after he pulled it out of the guy.
That's great.
Now, what is... All right. Lynn Workman says Miss Baker. Looks like a monkey in a tube. I'm not sure. I don't know this reference. So my I don't know if that's one of the early astronauts.
Yeah, looks like a monkey.
Yeah, that's what Ryan just said. All monkeys. That's a crazy one. Looks like a test tube baby.
It does a little bit, yeah.
So, do you have any other sketch artists that you, like you said, Ted kind of gave you the guts to actually, apply to do sketch products and stuff? Are there any others that you're friendly with, or that you will look up to? We'll say.
Yeah, you actually just pulled one of a friend of mine, Laura Atkinson, I think it was.
Okay.
Back a while back, I think she did the Galaxy, one of the Spiral Galaxy ones that you had pulled. She's great. She likes to be tagged in all of the pulls where she might have a card in it. So I promise that I'll send them to her whenever I catch them. But yeah, all of us artists kind of talk a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our special ways of communicating.
I know I was only on it for a short period of time. I know I was on DeviantArt when I very first wanted to look into getting a couple of commissions done, because can't explain why I picked who I picked, but I just kind of picked we got here. Real quick, sorry. I always apologize for butchering people's names, because the different artists, if I've never met you at the Philly show, I don't know you, so I don't know. But it's Buckshot. But I always wondered his name. It's like, if you pronounce it Bukakis or, but I know he just goes by Buckshot. There we go. But I collect Solomon Grundy, right? A DC villain, and so he has very, very few things out there, and not many people sketch him. So I probably have about 90% of any sketches that were ever made of him, because they don't pop up much, and they don't really. There doesn't seem to be a ton of demand. So I had a few commissions done, and I don't think I've had any problems with anybody. I know there's a couple of threads about some artists that some people might have had issues with, but I would say that the sketch artist community as a whole, are a good group of people.
Yeah, I think for the most part, we try to be pretty timely with them. I mean, we have to turn out maybe, depending what company you work for, you can churn out, 100 cards in 2 months. So we should, most of the time we have a pretty quick turnaround, I feel like. DeviantArt is kind of an interesting place. I've had a lot of commissions on there that I've done painting-wise. But nothing sketch card-wise, but I don't really post my sketch cards to there very much anymore.
It seemed to be a lot of digital artists on there.
There's a ton of digital artists on there, yeah.
And
that's most of what I post there.
Yeah,
so.
And it's funny because I specifically said I wasn't looking for that, and I said, this first time looking for one, I must have got like 50 digital, people.
Yeah. I have a couple of pieces. I have a nice Star Wars one published over in a Paris French magazine for Star Wars, so it's kind of a collection of art. And I had done a digital art piece of Kylo Ren that they wanted to publish in it.
Showing the signature here, because I have no idea who that is. I mean, it looks like a J and an A, but not sure. There. Oh, you know what? That's right. We already pulled one. Didn't we? Because the sides are painted. So that was oh crap. Was that? No, but that's a J. So I guess that's not the same person. Well, I'm sure Ryan will chime in with who that is. And I'll scan in all the sketches when we show them up there for the break. Okay. Was it Jennifer Allen? I get so many different artists out there. And it is amazing. Like, I would love to know, and I never had a chance to ask over at Rittenhouse when I first started getting back into cards. The first set that got me back into collecting non-sport cards was 2007 DC Legacy from Rittenhouse, and the number of sketches that the artist did was amazing. I mean, by how many they did. And now it seems like the companies, they'd rather go with 100 different artists and everyone doing say 30 to 50 sketches instead of 30 artists doing 150 sketches. John Mangini.
Yeah, John Mangini.
So gonna guess that's a comet. My got the limit of my astronomy that I know there.
Comet? I don't know. There's too many comets. Yeah, I guess the companies do that to maybe get more variety by having the artists do fewer sketches. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, there was a couple of artists that did. I mean, I want to say they did like 300 and 400 sketches, and I mean, of course.
Deadlines, that could be an issue.
Yeah. Also, I would think that back then there probably weren't nearly as many artists involved because it was still pretty young when it came to. That was Pluto, by the way. When it came to doing sketches. There weren't a ton that had been done, not, like today where there's they put out.
Yeah, maybe more of a niche set of artists.
Right.
Right. Yeah, the shipping would cost more.
Okay.
Sure. I think Brian just mentioned that.
Yeah, that's what he was just saying.
Yeah, and a lot of the artists are actually not only US based but UK based, so that probably gets extra complicated when it comes to shipping.
Or even, not even just UK. Matt Stewart, Eskimo Nebula. This is a pretty funky sketch. Again. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I know they're always looking for, new talent. Because, again, I'll butcher the pronunciation, but is it like Melky Akar, or however you pronounce their name? They're not, I don't believe they're US based, and who's the one artist? They just changed their signature too. They're because I used to they would post but they don't post in English. Yeah, let's see, Jupiter. It's gonna kill me. I'm so.
I think there's someone from Belgium. I guess there's the G. You know which set, or is it for Tops or someone else?
Well, they were doing. They were in all sets. I don't think they were exclusive to one or the other. But it's gonna kill me now. But like when we were doing, we were going pretty crazy on Ghostbusters for a while there. Oh wow! Look at this. Who did this? God. All right, showing you the signature, Ryan. Help me out here. And our sketch. Oh, they signed in the front. I'll zoom into that. So we got ourselves Bill Nye, the Science Guy. Oh, okay, that's Ashley Popplewell. Oh yeah, I can see an A and a P. So there you go. So the person that made you start it all, Ryan. Well, 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm laying in bed, not being able to sleep because I can't remember the name of that artist, it'll come to me.
That's when it'll hit you.
Yeah, and then I'll post it because it's.
Get up out of bed.
Yeah, but the person I'm thinking of, I remember pulling a bunch of their stuff out of like Ghostbusters, and then we pulled a couple from, say one of the Upper Deck releases, and we were, everybody's like, wow, it looks just like so and so's work, but the signature was completely different because he had changed his signature.
Yeah, the signatures are hard because if they're not very legible, then
Jupiter.
you have the issue of knowing who you are when they see it, especially if they just don't recognize it by signature. So I think a lot of artists are maybe switching it up to be a little more legible.
I would
request by tops even.
Yeah, because you would think that it makes it a lot easier if they want to be commissioned to know who it is that you're actually, I mean, some people, their style is so unique that, you know who it is, but when I see some of the signatures, if I haven't opened up hundreds of cases of cards, I would never know who they are. Like Mitch Ballard, I think, is a perfect example. His signature looks nothing like anything that I could think would be Mitch Ballard.
I basically just print mine.
Right.
I have a fancier version, but for the sake of people being able to read it, I usually just keep it really simple and print it.
Okay,
even though it's not very pretty.
Right. Tim Proctor, one of the artists that participates in the sketch artist group that they do over on Blowout.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. Let's see, what is the first ever... Oh, Ashley. Yeah, they're actually on Blowout. There is a topic about sketch artist IDs, and but it's kind of, especially when Photo Bucket went to making everybody pay, a lot of the images got lost. If I would ever think, I mean, I have every scan from everything I've ever opened. I always wondered that why everybody loses their stuff and they lose it forever. Whenever I scan or take photos of anything, it is all on my computer, then it's saved to a flash drive, then it's uploaded to my Imager account. I will not lose anything. Venus. So one of these days I figured I'll revive that thread and post up all the signatures that I have from all the products, and that way we can help each other out with some of the artists.
Database.
Yeah. The only problem is that I don't scan the back, so I'm kind of, there's a few, if they didn't sign front and back, I'm really stuck.
Some of the styles are really recognizable.
Right.
Like Andrew Fry, you can spot his from a mile away. He's got that kind of cross-hatching look.
Excuse me. Mayonnaise and Bread, which is Jason. I'm not going to guess on the last name because I looked it up once who Mayonnaise and Bread was, but I don't remember. Yeah, I always used to think like Brian Kong, for instance, he has got like a funky kind of scribble thing, but it was like you knew it was his when you saw it.
I think Angelina Benedetti, is that how you say it? I think she has a similar kind of signature, very loopy.
Yeah, that I don't know who that is. I don't think I mean the name's not familiar to me.
She does a lot of the top Star Wars stuff. I don't really know what else she does. I don't really keep up with some of the other companies as much. Rittenhouse I keep up with a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But not so much Upper Deck or anything.
Titan? Yes, yep, Phillips. Okay, so I guess it's Jason Phillips. I always liked Benjamin Glendening, his signature. I always thought it was a really cool looking one. If you're familiar with his.
I'm not. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's I can't even explain what it looks like, but it's like it's so like it can't be anybody else's.
Right.
Now, I'm going to have to take this one out. They actually put a Post-it note on the back to say who it is, but they covered their name. Sharon Gaither. Of course, now I got to put it back in. So there's a Post-it note on the back of this, and it says, Jill Tarter, Alien Trackers, Allen Telescope. And the telescope is, you can see it's a very silver. I guess they maybe put like a whatever kind of a silver marker to it. Yeah. That is one thing. Those the media that you use, those was it Copic markers?
Copic, yeah.
Yeah, they're some pretty damn expensive.
Really popular.
Yeah.
They're $300 a set. They're not cheap. So it'd be great if you could be paid in Copics for commissions. I would love that.
It's Neptune is your stamp. I know it's not nearly the same kind of a thing, but excuse me. My regular job, I work for a surveying and civil engineering company, and for presentations we'll have to render our plans, and my employer, he likes to actually have them hand rendered. So we have a friend of mine that does them, and not those kind, but he just uses the Prismacolor ones. So they're a lot less expensive, but he's obviously not drawing something like this. He's just coloring in a shopping center.
Yeah, they're pretty fundamentally different. Like that's a Copic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Prismacolor.
Right.
I've got both, but the Prismacolors are 8 years old. The Copics are a year old maybe. So.
Let me look up this signature here. Looks like it says Clara Bujator. Let's see. That was close. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Bujator. And there you go. Okay, that is, wow. I know I said it before, but I was not expecting. It's going to be 2 hours just to do the first case. We'll be able to get the second case done a little bit quicker, but this is crazy. But that just shows you, Ryan, how much stuff there is in here to show off.
Yeah, Ryan, you can fill Copic markers up to 8 times, sometimes 14 times, depending on which set it was. So there's the sketch set and there's the chow set. I don't remember which one is which though. Usually it's the felt that runs out, and that's why you have to change out the marker.
So maybe for the next set you put out, you pay the artists in Copic markers.
There you go. I like that idea.
All
I'm
right.
gonna give airbrushing a go here soon. I just bought an airbrushing set, so it'll be fun.
All right. Looks like we got an oversized sketch in this one. Well, I know Bianca Thompson, I think, is the one. She does a lot of airbrushing. I think I have the right person. This is April Reyna. I can read the name through the bubble. Oh, this is. Did you see?
Packaging.
What's that?
From
Yeah, these are very tight, Ryan. I'm trying to. I think that the adhesive on the bubble wrap is stuck to the sleeve that the actual sketch is in. Let's see here. Well, I think I have some extra. This is just going to have to.
How heavy are those boxes? The metal boxes.
I'm sorry. What was that?
How heavy are the boxes?
I think Ryan said they're like a pound. I'll check as soon as I take the packs out. It's definitely the coolest box I've ever opened, though. I guarantee you that.
Not all uniform.
Oh wow, look at the detail on this thing. Let's see. I'm gonna just pull it in close first, just so we can focus, and then I'll back it up. All right, maybe not.
Oh wow.
Come on, this is killing me. I never understood why this camera causes me so much problems. Last year I even there it goes. I even bought a better camera, thinking that it was Oh, this is the only topper that she did. So that's a double 1 of 1. All right, I'm not sure. Let's see if I can. There we go. Well, did you have the boxes? Did you make the boxes yourself, Ryan? You go buy some diamond plate and a welding torch? Because I can tell you the packs fit nice and snug. You definitely don't have to worry about them moving around.
All from the same case?
What's that?
Are these first 4 boxes all from the same case, or is this 2 cases?
Well, there's 2 cases to be done, but this is all the first case.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Oh.
Yeah, here you go. It's real quick. Well, I get just over a pound. 1 pound, 1 ounce for that box empty. Alright, so let's see if we'll get this last one done. So what'll happen is once we get this last box, I'm going to stop recording for a minute so that way this video can get saved, and then we'll start right back in with the second case. Let's see. We've got Titan. So we get back to, so you were saying earlier about some of the other artists that you kind of like look up to.
Ooh, yeah. There's several of them that
Excuse me. It's Rhiannon Owens Redemption.
I think everybody really likes Chris Penix and Carlos Camilleri. There's no going wrong with them.
Oh, yeah.
Really hyper-realistic stuff. Definitely aspire to be that hyper-realistic. It's tough getting that kind of detail.
Yeah, it's some the artists that I'm trying to think who else. Louise Draper and who was it? Who did the sketch the metal artifacts cards for Valerian Steel? Whichever artist that was. This is Saturn. Come on. And I know for the one that got me was we had opened up a case of, it was it Star Trek? I want to say it might have been like, not Deep Space Nine. What's the one with oh crud.
I'm a good Trekkie. Do you know what it's about?
What's that?
I'm a decent Trekkie. Do you know what the plot was?
No, not plot. I'm just what's her name? Janeway.
Janeway, Voyager.
Voyager. Thank you. Having a brain fart. They had put out. I want to say it was a Voyager set, and Kristen Allen, and the one insert set that they had, you could get. They had her draw, or the artist. I don't know if it was a male or female, but they had them draw the insert card, the sketch. They didn't have them draw it on like 11 by 17. They had them draw it on actual sketch cards, and then that's what they used to produce the real cards, and then they inserted the original artwork into the product. And we had pulled one of those, and that was amazing. I actually thought it was just one of the inserts at first. I didn't think it was the actual card.
The actual sketch.
Yeah, until you flipped it over.
That's awesome. That would be great to do.
Yeah.
I would love that.
But and then they did the same thing with Valerian Steel, where this is Venus. They had a metal artifact set that it was like only numbered out of like 10 or something, and we pulled. Who did we pull? I think we pulled Aria, the original artwork on that one too. That was pretty cool. But it is amazing what some of these artists can do.
You can pull some pretty cool like printing plates and stuff with some of the other companies I know, but not heard of being able to pull the original sketch itself.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the artist here. It almost looks like it says Rust with an exclamation point. Here, I'll show you the signature real quick. And there's your shuttle. Yeah, it is. What's that?
That might have been rusty.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it looked like it said Rust on the back, so that would.
Brian would probably know.
Poor connection.
Oh, it froze, I guess.
I can still hear you. Just there's no video on your end.
I can still see me, which is weird. Camera off.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me or you.
I have no idea. I can still see myself. Might just be FaceTime. No idea.
Yeah. Here's Uranus. But it is definitely amazing the kind of work that you guys can do. I was going to say you're from was it Finest that had the C3PO heads where the die cuts?
Yeah.
The one where it was it would have been like the episode 1 C3PO where his face was just like all the wires. Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to that one. It's got a few watchers on it on eBay, but so far it's held out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one I haven't sold from that set. All the others are gone.
Mike James. Well, Ryan, hopefully in the second case we'll get one of the relics like that. I'm still hoping to get that seed packet. That looked really cool. The one that Floater pulled. Okay, Saturn. Come on. Well, besides, so we had the meteorite in the first box, which they're one per case. I remember you saying. What other sort of relics are there that you can get? Chris Thorne. We got ourselves a sketch of Sally Ride. Your little red seals are sticking together on some of the boxes. Here's one of our Celestial. Oh, we lost Madison. Well, I know she's still watching this way, so thank you for calling in. It's good to have an extra person to talk to. Yeah, I think it was just because of that poor connection. This is Mars stamp. You know, the one thing that's kind of funny. Well, that's the thing that throws me off. I don't know if you could tell on my screen, but I actually have a separate video open. I don't watch the stream because it's I don't know how far behind, but maybe about 15 seconds behind where I'm at. Fred Gorham, the Gemini capsule. You know, I was thinking I know they're super expensive, but I remember seeing those where they had put the Bible on microfiche to have that and send that up into space. So Neptune. and this is Jennifer Allen. Oh boy, I think I got something here. I can tell just by feeling it. There's Pluto. Anybody want to take guesses what's in this pack? I think I know what's in this pack. I could kind of feel it. Let's see if I'm right. And I am. Here's one of the magazine slides. So here's what I'm going to try and do. And sorry I'm going off screen there. I'm sort of reaching across myself here. I don't know if this will work or not. Let's see if that... Does that make it shut? No, that doesn't work. Never mind. Actually, probably that would do. There we go. Kind of holding the white away from it so you can see the slide. And you still get a sketch in the same pack after you pull the slide. It's not even like the slide replaces the sketch. Ashley, was it Villers? Is that the last name? Nancy Grace Roman. Very nicely detailed. It's a, I don't want to call it, I guess I'll call it a grayscale. It's not really sepia toned. Jupiter. How long does it take to track down all of the stuff that you need to make this? Like the pieces of meteorite, the film cells, the seed packets. Don Pedicini, he does his little, like the dot thing. And I get a closer. There we go. You go yard sailing in Florida and Texas, and See if anybody that worked at NASA's got anything for sale. Oh, whoops! I did this. I did the sketch pack first. Wrong one by accident. Try to back it up just a little bit. Yeah, I mean, people definitely go crazy for astronaut autographs. We got Neptune. And I will say that I definitely like your stamp cards and the minis. That it's a matte finish and it's not like a high gloss. There's something about that just has a good look. Wow, this is a nice sketch. Who is this? Jen D. Paola. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to show up, but there is a like a glitter on this card around the burst that really pops when you look at it under a light. You can just make out the glitter as I'm turning this around. Either of you guys used to watch, there was a meteorite hunter TV show. It was probably like on the History Channel. These two guys would go around to, and hunt meteorites. And then slice them up and sell them off. Pluto. There we got here. Jamie Jocelyn. The last pack of the first case. We'll definitely get the second case going a little bit quicker. Now that we took our time, we know exactly what we're looking for and what to expect. And Mercury. Alright, here we go. Last sketch. Cool. Jan or Yanni Lunor. Kind of a character. I think. I'm not good at this, but I'm going to go with Carl Sagan on that one. All right, so that is it for our first case. To answer Ryan, I think that the overall... This last one go in. There we go. The overall quality is amazing. The thought, with down to doing the metal boxes, to kind of look like sample boxes. The mix, like you said, the mix of getting sketches of whether it be a planet, some sort of a nebula, or a person, or the space shuttle, whatever it may be. It's a good mix. The quality is great. Like I said, the stamp cards I really like. I like the matte. I like that they're not glossy. All the cards are nice and thick and solid. I like the minis. I I don't really have anything bad to say. The only thing, you know what? Actually, I'll give you my bad on this one. I know that you used your wrappers. They're kind of a pain to open, but it definitely, again, it shows the effort in doing something like that, where you thought it all the way out to just down to the wrappers that kind of mimicked, like you said, food grade. I mean, when I saw that wrapper, the first thing I thought of is when I was a kid and used to go and buy that crappy freeze-dried ice cream from the Smithsonian. So, well done. You should definitely be patting yourself on the back. I'm going to stop this video so I can save it, and then we're going to get right back in to the second case. So, thanks for watching, guys. Don't go anywhere. See you in just a few minutes.